Why do I get myself in these situations? It's always me. It's always me doing the crap jobs. But welcome back to another video. We're back at the nightmare job. That's what it's getting called now. It's the nightmare job. We've come back on the previous episode. If you haven't already checked it out, I'll link it down below. Basically, it was fault finding. We couldn't find the fault. There's a joint underneath the floor. Said to the client, I'm going to have to lift up the floor unless you want to rewire it. And he said, rewire it. I'm not the time you've lifted up the floor. I've replaced the lino, repaired all the damages. Do it in trunking. Rewire it. Get it done properly. Then we know which cables are going where. And yeah, so that's where we're at today. And that is what we're going to conquer. I mean, this is just the first flat. We haven't even touched upstairs yet. So that's going to be a funny one. But we're going to get in there. I'm going to show you what we're going to do today, how we're going to do it. And yeah, let's get grafted. If you haven't watched the previous episode, let's bring you up to speed. Basically, no earth in both those spurs. No earth on the socket down there either. So those 3 points and these kitchen sockets were all part of a ring at one stage. So what we've done is we split into two. Now we've got this side on a circuit. So we've got 4 sockets on one circuit. That's all got an earth. That's tested out fine. But now we've got to rewire that socket, them 2 spurs, and somehow get a cable from the distribution board. It's going to be an absolute mission. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So basically, the other side of this cupboard is the fuse board area. So we need to somehow get through this cupboard, pick up this socket, then come along, and then, I don't know, trunking up in the corner there, trunking along there. It's not ideal, but that's what the customer wants. They said the trunking, they don't mind having the trunking because that is the only way. We've got to resupply that because that hasn't got an earth either. And then also these 2 spurs up here. I'm going to blank that off because that's redundant now. And then he's also said about installing an extract fan in this kitchen somewhere, somehow. So I've got to work that one out as well. So what I'm going to do is just work out the best route because the route is not good at all. If I come low level, I've got all this door architrave to get through. High level, not really an option because that's upstairs. So yeah, it's a mission. But let me work it out and then I'll come back to you. I've just got to triple check because if I don't triple check and I've missed something, then it could get me out of a lot of trouble. But this is what I'm talking about. So I do my R1, R2s for instance. I've just linked out the earth with the live. And we get absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing on that socket there. We plugged it in. We've got it on the ohm setting. Nothing. But then if we link out the live and neutral, just to double check that that cable does go to there, we go over to it and we're getting a lovely reading. So we definitely know that cable goes to there at some point, but that's only got 1 cable into it. It's meant to be a ring. That's only got 1 cable going into it. We double check these spurs. So we double check the spurs. We're definitely getting a live and neutral there, which then goes to the other 2 spurs. So there's definitely been an earth lost somewhere. Don't know where, but it's gone, which is a shame. Right, plan of attack. Over there's the fuse board, so we're going to come through here, we're going to trunk. I tried getting up that floor there, but obviously it's on top of all the walls. So that's a nightmare, but to save the aggregate getting the floor up, we're just going to trunk along there, get through this door frame somehow, come along, we're going to blank plate that socket off, and then we're going to put trunking all along here, new socket, because this is basically for the fridge. And then we're going to come up in this corner, along the ceiling, and then we're going to come down, pick up that spur, which feeds them 2 spurs as well, disconnect the feeds, and then we're going to come along, and then potentially we can have a fan in that corner there, set it up there. Just try and future-proof ourselves a bit, because he's mentioned the fan. I said to him, I'll have a look, I'll see how easy it can do it. But I think that is going to be the only possible way, really, of refeeding all this. What a ball ache. Absolute ball ache, because there's a joint underneath the floor somewhere that someone hasn't done properly. Oh, mate, why don't people do stuff properly? It's annoying, and they're meant to be electricians as well. But yeah, we're going to start get cracking. The state of these walls, I've had to chip away at this corner here just to try and get it kind of flat to the wall so the trunking will look actually half decent. Behind here is an absolute is an absolute mess. I'm just gonna have to float the trunk in behind that radiator, but yeah, look at the state of that. Gonna have to try and get that a little bit. I don't even know, lads. Oh, we're on to an absolute winner here, lads, I'm telling you. So we've managed to get the cable through there. It's not ideal route, but it's sort of the only route we've got. We managed to get it through there, so that is an absolute touch. So now we can just start getting the trunking up, getting the trunking mounted round here, up, and the rest should be pretty easy. Unfortunately, it's not always new builds, easy cable routes and things like that. I want to show you guys the actual, just being transparent and showing you guys sometimes you have to do the bad work to make it good. You know, there's naffle cable routes, the floor is lino, there's ply underneath that, there's ply underneath the DB area. You can't get any access anywhere, so sometimes you have to do a bit of surface trunking to get the job done, because we can't be having no earths at all these points, and obviously I can't sign it off if a circuit has no earth anywhere. So yeah, bloody hell. Right, we're actually getting somewhere. So trunking is all on the wall, and it don't look half bad, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to look a lot worse, but yeah. So we've got the trunking on the wall. So we've got going down to the extractor fan isolator up along the wall, and then we dropped it down, and then we had a bit of a drama getting it behind the radiator because the wall is knackered, absolutely finished. So we got it along there behind the radiator. The wall's finished, lads, but the trunking's all sticky back, so we stuck it to the wall, and now we're just going to go along, put some fixings in it. This is actually brick wall plasterboard, so there should be a stud coming up there, so hopefully I can just zip some screws straight through that. But not too bad, not too bad. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. So yeah, we're going to get that fixed, get a cable run, and then get it back to the fuse board, and then that is job done. Oh my god, this is what I've also done. If they do want an extractor fan, we can obviously just swap that out for a T-piece, come along, and then drop down in that corner, extractor fan straight out, so that shouldn't be a problem either. Bit of future proofing really, because he's probably, I'm going to do all this and he's going to say, can I have an extractor fan? I know it, I just bloody know it, but yeah, we're getting there, lads, we're getting there. Cable's all in, so now we're going to start getting the trunking lid on, get it all buttoned up, and then get the cable back to the fuse board. I'm so glad this is nearly done. It's about 12:15. What did we start? About 8:30 probably. Well, we probably started about 9 o'clock. Time we worked out what we was going to do. So yeah, it hasn't been easy. This game isn't easy. If you're thinking about becoming a Sparks, then yeah, you might think again, because it's not all fun and games. I nearly forgot the double socket, didn't I? That's pretty much the whole reason we're rewiring this, because we need a socket on this side to do the fridge. But I nearly forgot it, so we just put a little T in there. We've got the socket first fixed. We've got all the trunking lid on now, whole way up, across, over to the extractor fan. And then we managed to get a full piece of lid behind the radiator, so nothing's going to be touching the rad. And then, yeah, not looking too bad actually. Got to blank plate that off. But we're going to have something to eat now because I am absolutely starving. And then I need to get a hoover and just hoover everything up, have a little tidy up. And then it's just a case of getting the cable back to the board, second fixing everything, and then we are out of here, lads. Thank God for that.
So I just had a phone call off a young lad. He was after some work experience, and I just feel so bad for these people these days. It's just like such a struggle to get apprenticeship and work experience and things like that, because no one wants to take on these young lads, and no one wants to give them the time of day, you know. It's just, it is gutting. Obviously, I wish I could take on every single person that calls me, but for me, at the minute, I'm only just taking on enough work just to keep me ticking over. If I had loads and loads of work, then I probably would take on a couple of people, a couple of apprentices, maybe like that. But it's like the government as well, they're making it so difficult for apprentices. Like, I understand minimum wage has got to go up, but they're making it like I think it's like £12 an hour for apprentices, and like, I didn't start on that. I was on 50 quid a day. 50 quid a day, and I think starting on that is pretty reasonable. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be expensive in the beginning. At the start, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to be expensive in the beginning. And you're going to basically cost money, but then the companies are going to have to fork out like £12 an hour and things like that. So it's difficult. It's making it harder and harder to get apprenticeships. But yeah, we just stopped for a little bit of lunch, and I just thought I'd mention that because it is gutting when someone rings you up, oh yeah, can I have some work experience? And I wish I could give everyone work experience and give them a little like learning centre or something like that. That's something I would probably love to do in the future, but just to get these next generation grafting and getting them into the trade, because it is the way forward, and for me, it's the best thing I ever done.
Right, where are we at? So, trunking's all done, all connected up into the fuse spur for the extract. That from that extract spur then goes to the other two, so that's already connected up. Socket all second fix, trunking around there, back to the board, trunking inside the cupboard, low level, goes back to the fuse board, and then we have connected it up in the fuse board. So we've got it on a B16 MCB, obviously it's got the dual RCD, so it's RCD protected, and now it's time to get it tested. So finally got there in the end. These jobs are an absolute nightmare. I don't know why I take them on, to be honest, but if I don't take them on, then no one else will they? So yeah, but this is what happens when you've got people that are not doing certs properly, because how we got ring continuity, I do not know, because obviously I weren't getting it. It was actually disconnected. Like we see in the previous episode, it was disconnected in the back of the socket. So he's made that one up, and he bullshit Bill. He's made that one up. So now we're just going to get the tester up, get the test cert done, and then we're going to call it a day. Looking much better than it was before. 046, 16 amp breaker. Yeah, we take that all day long.
And that is the day done and dusted. All the remedial work's done and dusted, so we can tick that cert, get that sent over, and that is wrapping up a full day's graft. So I hope you've liked the video. Make sure you comment down below, like the video, and hit that subscribe button. All the support is much appreciated. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay grafting, lads.